We're going to come. So the 2,000 body parts, let's celebrate them all. You're busting to have we could go on all afternoon just on this topic, but I have 4 more to go. So I want to share with you the celebration of the body parts. So how do we do that? Now this is fascinating. I love the synchronicity of a conference when you don't know who else is going to be speaking. Because I am not an expert on the physical living well, but did we not hear some good stuff about today around diet, exercise, and sleep? So I'm going to skip over this. I'm going to give you my best advice on diet. There are 3 rules that Pete's rules on diet. 1, every food you eat should have 5 colors. 2, chocolate is good. 3, red wine is good. That's all I know. That's it. Exercise, very simple maxim. I'm going to share with you on a slide. It says everything. Exercise, very simple. Move it or lose it. Move it or lose it. It's a very simple thing. Now, oh, to be so nimble. Oh, to be, I'm getting a little kind of stiff on my right side. Oh, to be so nimble, right? And I want to share with you, of course, the quote that was actually up earlier in the day today. For those of you who have a hard time going to sleep, I actually have a resource for you. It's a little handout package that's in your guidebook. It's a little guidebook that I'm giving you, and the folks have kindly offered to print it up for you. There's a downloadable study guide around 7 steps to wake up happy. Please, if you have any challenges getting to sleep, staying asleep, or getting up in the morning, please have a look at the 7 steps to wake up happy that I've lovingly put together just for you. And I want to share with you what the great William Shakespeare says about the topic, and then we can have a nap. Sleep that knits the raveled sleep of care. Death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds. Great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast. Now I'm a big fan of that guy. I wonder why he's lasted 400 years, eh? Now, I just started my medication. I'm a very stubborn fellow. I'm sort of half Scottish, so I got a little stubborn streak in me. And I started my medications this April Fool's Day, so 28 days ago. I started my medications. I still, there's 2 reasons to start. One is I was going to put up with a stiff arm. I could live with that. But I couldn't put up with the fact that my voice started to go wonky. You know what wonky means? You got that expression out here? It's kind of weird, like softer, a little bit stumbly, and in February, March of this year, my voice started to go stumbly and softer, and I thought, I can't do that because my job is to speak. So I started medications much against my will in the first of the month. So I'm on Cinemet 4 times a day, and that's all I'm on. And it hasn't kicked in yet. Is it supposed to kick in soon? I'm not getting much result. I'm still kind of walking around like this. I should tell you a little story. When I get on stage with my speeches, you can tell I have a bit of a limp in my arm, and this arm doesn't swing as well, right? When I get on stage, I have to have a confession to the group. I say, folks, you probably noticed that I'm staggering on stage. I said, I want to share with you, and the organizers that hired me, that despite the fact that it's 5 o'clock somewhere, I've not been drinking. And I tell them that I have Parkinson's disease, and I tell them that there's over 100,000 of us in Canada that have the condition, and to be aware of it, to be mindful of it, to look for the early warning signs like loss of smell. So I did a little education piece when I'm on stage, so I get a chance to put a good word in for us. I'm a very lazy man. I know I'm supposed to exercise. I know I'm supposed to get the good job done, but I want to tell you a story about a little gift called the gift of laughter. Because when you're too busy to run around the streets, when you're too busy to go Nordic walking, when you're too busy to swim or bike or hike or mountain climb or chase the dog or whatever, when you're too busy, there's always something left over. And it does the same thing. In our bodies, when we create cortisol, which is the stress hormone, it stiffens us up even worse than we already are. It stiffens us up. Gives us headaches, gives us tightness in the chest, gives us stomach pains, stomach cramps, and whatever. Tightens us up to either the fight, flight, or freeze. That's what cortisol does, right? That's its job, is to protect us. Our pupils dilate, so we're ready for the saber-tooth tiger to come around the corner with a big club. We're ready to go. Bring them on. So when that happens, we get really tight. When we get really tight, it's very bad for the body. It's like holding on to a glass of water for an hour and a half. You can do it for a couple of minutes, but you can't do it for an hour and a half. So I want to share with you the joy of something that I discovered that is really easy to do, remarkably easy to do. It's about evoking that sense of humor inside. Because even when you're laughing, you're actually creating endorphins in the body. As we all know, the brain is a pharmacy, where you can order your prescription by what you do to your brain. So when you start laughing, you're actually ordering a dose of endorphin. And when endorphin flushes, endorphin flushes through your body. There's a lightness to it, and it's great facelift and good tummy tuck at the same time. So I want to share with you, but I have a little story to share with you to start us off, just to get the conversation going. It was actually the last time I was in Victoria. I was flying out. It was in the fall of last year, and I was flying out. Just finished a big conference here in Fair City, one of the airport, the hotel downtown. And I was getting on one of the little planes to take me back to Calgary. Now I was lining up for the plane, and I checked in, and the gal said, you know, you're scheduled on a much later flight, but we actually have one leaving in 30 minutes. Would you like to get on that? And she said, we got one seat left. I said, I'll take it. So I get in, and now I don't know why you folks fly out of this airport with these little cigar planes. I call them cigar planes. You know the ones I'm talking about? I'm 6'3". The planes are 6 foot. Right? So I get in, and I'm crunching over, and I'm in seat 1A. So I have to step over this lady, who's a sweet little lady, and I have to step over, and I'm sitting here with my knees up around my feet, and my knees up around my chest, and then, of course the lady points out the obvious, why don't you move to the seat across from us, because that's empty. And I could stick my feet up the aisle. I said, what a great idea. So the one stewardess that was on the plane, I said to her, do you mind if I switch seats? And she looked at me and said, I was going to sit there. And then she said, oh, okay, go ahead. She was in a really, really bad mood. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to sit to Calgary like this, thank you very much. So I moved her jacket and I sat down in seat, what would be seat B2. She finishes the card activities, and she comes in and she plunks herself down beside me, and she starts doing her paperwork. And she's complaining about her paperwork. She says to me, I have so little time to get my paperwork done on a short flight. And then she stands, she's sitting by the window, she's going like this, looking at the window. She's going like this, right? Now, if you ever see somebody do like that, you can probably guess what's going on. And I said, would you like a remedy for your headache? And she said, no, I'll go away on its own. I said, no, really, I have something that will help your headache. I reached into my back pocket and I gave her one of these. I handed it to her and I said, and she said to me, are you serious? No, actually that's not what she said. She said, so it was even funny. She said, are you kidding? I said, yes. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally laughing because if you put this on, headaches are from cortisol, right? That's what, stress hormone. Headaches are from stress hormones. If you put this on, it will lighten your laugh, it'll lighten your load, it'll lighten your heart, and you will get rid of your headache. And she said, I can't put this on, I have to be responsible. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll hold up a book. And I held up the book like this so no passengers can see it. And she hunches down like this and puts it on. And she sits here like this for about, no, not 30 seconds. And she says, oh, my headache's gone. I said, great, good for you. And she said, thank you very much for being a red-nosed angel for me. And so I'm now officially the red-nosed angel. But the story continues. She proceeded to tell me that that was her 5th flight that day. And she had a roaring headache. It was her 5th flight. And she also told me that she had nose cancer. She beat nose cancer twice. So a red nose meant a lot to her. And then I said, you should wear it when you push your cart down the aisle. And she said, I'm not going to go that far. But she asked me a really strange question. She said, when you get off this plane, are you going to disappear? I said, huh? What are you talking about? I said, well, it's like you're an angel. And I think you're going to disappear when you get off the plane. I said, no, as a matter of fact, I wasn't supposed to be even on this plane. And he said, are you really sure about that? I said, maybe I was supposed to be on this plane. And when she left, when we were checking out and she left, she pulled a pen out of her pocket. She gave it to me. I said, well, you don't need to do that. I said, no, just take the pen. And I get into the airport and I read it. Psalm 91, for he shall send angels unto you. True story, happened in Victoria, BC, right here. Actually somewhere in the air. So I share this with you because there's a choice that we make every day around how we want to see the world around us. And I want to share this idea that maybe we could laugh a little bit more. You know, kids laugh a lot, eh? How come adults lose the plot? When did we not think life was funny anymore? I don't know when, but I brought you a little reminder. I promised an instantaneous stress buster device. This is the instantaneous stress buster device. It's portable, it's compressible. You can wear it in your back pocket, you can wear it in traffic. You're stuck in traffic, put the nose on, someone's trying to cut you off, you go, and they let you in front of them. It's the craziest thing, I don't know why it works.